What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday Night Rants. This the February 11th edition of 2019. Welcome, everybody. Sorry we had a miss last week. I know we had the Super Bowl and everything, but I had some obligations I had to get to, so I couldn't make it next week. But I'm back this week. And you know what? I don't even want to talk about the Super Bowl. It's behind us. It's over. It happened. It was, yet I'm still talking about it, aren't I? It was one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever seen, arguably. Not even arguably, it was. It was just not very entertaining. The commercials were terrible. The halftime show was Although I did win money, because I did do one of those, I was live betting as things would happen, prop bets. And I bet that plus 240 that Adam Levine would take off his shirt. So I won money thanks to Adam Levine. And the highlight of the Super Bowl party was when he took off his shirt and I screamed, "Did he take off his shirt?" And he did, and I went, "Yeah!" That was the highlight. That tells you how excited the Super Bowl was. Adam Levine, shirtless. I couldn't even name a single song they sung. I don't even know what his band name is, but it's Adam Levine. He's the guy on the X Factor, right? Is that what it's called? X Factor? The Voice? Whatever. One of those stupid shows. He's on it. I know that. Paul Martinez, easy, easy, easy. You know me. I have a lot to say about Kareem Hunt. It will come soon. So you're a little premature there, bud. I like it, though. I like where you're coming. I do. But let me tell you what. I have been having so much freaking fun, and I mean freaking in the best way possible. Gambling. I don't like to call it gambling. I think it's a negative word. I have to call it wagering. But I have been enjoying it. I've been doing it for about 3 weeks. I'm on my third week of actually getting into it. Because, it's becoming legal, and I want to get more into this. It is a lot of fun. Now, let me full disclosure on everybody watching. Full disclosure on all of you fools. Just kidding. I love you. You're lovable fools. I'm not doing it to make $1 billion. And you shouldn't too. If you're into gambling because you want to make $1 billion, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, son. Yes, I'm in the 90s right now. Because that's not what it's about. It's about enjoying watching the game and having a lot of fun. And kind of having something to root for in games you wouldn't normally have anything to root for. I didn't give a crap about Baylor or Oklahoma basketball tonight. But I did when Baylor had a 4.5 spread, and I bet on Baylor, and there was 2 minutes left, and they were only up 2. They pulled it off. Yay. But, good news, I've been pretty decent at it. Looks like I'm about to go 6-1 tonight. I had a run of 10 in a row 2 weeks ago, and I had a 9-1 run last week as well, and I've been up each week. So I've kind of enjoyed it and watching all these games and kind of going over trends and seeing what teams do at home and away from the fantasy aspect of it. It's more of the team aspect of it. What their record is against certain teams, home, away, all this stuff for college basketball geared me up for the March Madness, which, by the way, March Madness is going to be crazy, and I am going to be doing a special Monday Night Rant show previewing March Madness that week. It'll probably be like a 2-hour show, to be honest. But I'm going to have all breakdown of the entire bracket and everything going. I'm going to have people joining me. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, I'll have my betting tips and everything, too, during that time. It's going to be immaculate conception, can one say? Yeah. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it does to me right now. Boom. And also, if you follow my Twitter, which is @EdwardRouse, every day I've been giving my picks based on my research on who I like. And I have my boom pick. There's a little boom logo next to it. It's like a little boom emoji, if you would. And it's next to the ones I like for each sport. And you know what? I've been dropping knowledge bombs on NCAA basketball. NBA, I went 4 for 4 tonight, people. If you're not reading my Twitter and not getting these picks, you're losing money. Even though it's not about the money, full disclosure, but you're not having fun because winning is fun. Winning is more fun than winning money, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I got the boom picks on there, everything going, and I even did I bet on every AAF game over the weekend. Yes, all 4 of them. And I gave you knowledge. And you know what? I went 2-2 because I had no idea. I just went pretty much based on odds to win the whole thing and which head coach I liked. But now that we have a week in, maybe we'll be able to tell more about the AAF, more on that in a few minutes. But I want to introduce everyone to a new addition to the show. He's one of my all-time heroes and a great in the world of football. Everybody knows his name. I guarantee you, if you're watching this right now, you know this guy. You've seen him. You know what? I bet you would lay your jersey down for him too. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. That's right. Rudy Rudiger. Rudy. I found this at Target and I went, you know what? I must have that. So Rudy is going to join Keenan Allen, Joey Bosa, Todd Gurley, Will Myers, Aaron Judge, Phillip Rivers, and Brett Favre, and the other Phillip Rivers, Trevor Hoffman. He's joining the crew behind me. Rudy Rudiger. Oh, wrong way. Rudy Rudiger will join. He'll be front and center next week. We love Rudy here. But all jokingness aside, although I do love that Rudy Rudiger pop, I think it's incredible. We are going to bring on a friend of mine, a co-host, a fantasy sports expert. He's going to join me in the Great Baseball Invitational brought to you by Justin Mason. And we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. He's going to just join me, just me and him. And afterwards, I'm going to ask him at the very end. So stay tuned because the very end is going to be awesome. Here's why. Simple game. All you got to do is tell me. I'm going to give you the name of a quarterback. He is a quarterback. And you have to tell me, and everyone play along and join along, if he plays currently active in the NFL, the CFL, the AAF, or a fictional quarterback. An example of a fictional quarterback would be a quarterback that's in a movie or a TV show. Okay? So there you go. It's not like a fictional made-up name like Bill Bradley. I don't know who that is. It would be a famous quarterback on a movie or a TV show. Okay? And bonus points for Anthony if I haven't even announced him yet. By the way, it's Anthony Zaragoza. Spoiler alert. But I'm always down for the one-on-ones. I'm always down for the one-on-ones throughout the entire show. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. But Anthony Zaragoza is going to join us, and he has to tell me, but bonus points to him if he can tell me the actor that played him and the movie name. But here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show at Zaragoza. Let me try that again real quick. I'm just so excited. I just can't even get it out. At Zaragoza Anthony on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Zaragoza. Rudy. Don't you like that?
Rudy. Oh man, I got pumped up when you showed me.
I was ready to go. Man. I was gonna take off my shirt, put it down, and say, I'm not gonna do this show unless Rudy does this show. That's how I was about to go.
Is Rudy on Netflix?
Probably on Lifetime on demand.
Oh, I gotta watch it now. I gotta watch it. My juices are flowing, man. That movie, I don't care if you're a football fan or not, that movie has to get you just fired up, regardless.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, how can you not get fired up seeing Rudy get out there wearing the Notre Dame colors and, playing that play? That play will live forever in infamy.
That made-up fake play will be forever known.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, moving on. So you watched the AAF this weekend.
I did.
And I watched the AAF this weekend. And at first I didn't know what to think of it, okay? I turned it on. I was like, okay, this is, I don't want this to turn into XFL. By the way, I still think the XFL is crap. It's a bunch of gimmicks. It's stupid. I don't like it. I'm not going to like it when it comes out next year. It's still going to be gimmicks. Let's rock'em sock'em robot for who gets the ball first. I mean, it's just stupid. But when this came out and I watched it, we were aired, obviously, the San Diego and San Antonio game because I live on the West Coast. And, man, it was really good. It was good football. It was exciting. I found myself rooting for San Diego, obviously. and getting out of my chair and say, "Come on, let's go." And then I realized how terrible Mike Belvalesky is, and I realized that he is not a very good quarterback. And then you start to realize, oh, and their offensive line is absolutely terrible. And that hit on him, though, man. Oh, my goodness. His helmet went flying. It was a hit. And it was a legal hit. I still think in the NFL they would have called it illegal just because they were so weird about it last season. But it was a legal hit all the way, and he got lit up. But I want your first thoughts on what you think from 10 being the NFL and 1 being junior high school football. Where do you think the AAF ranks in that situation?
Okay, with that rubric right there, I'm gonna say it's probably like in that 6 range right now.
Ooh, so you're lower on it than I am. I thought it was higher than that.
I'm a little more hesitant just because, I think like you said that big hit, I was immediately looking on the ground for that yellow flag. Yeah. It's just like something like that. Even like you said, it's a legal hit. That helmet flies off. It reminds you back to like football in the 70s and 80s where just guys were getting laid out and like you got that excitement. But like you mentioned, on both the Saturday games and a little bit on the Sunday, offensive line play struggled on both sides of the field on all of the teams. I think a lot of that's just gelling. These teams haven't really practiced much, so that offensive line's still going to need some one game and then the practice time going into it. Quarterback play it's kind of rough. The quarterback has the ball the majority of the time, and when you're struggling there, it's kind of rough. But I think everything else you could see, we were texting back and forth about it. There's talent. You got second, third rounders on these teams, first rounders on teams, from a couple years ago. So there's talent in this league. I'm just wondering, once the smoke and mirrors from this first couple weeks are gone, are people still going to follow it when baseball starts? When NBA gets in the playoffs, like how is it going to stack up? So that's why I'm kind of hesitant to see how.
Well, it's only 10 weeks. It's only 10 weeks plus 2 weeks of playoffs because half the team makes the playoff. It's 2 semifinals and a final. There's only 8 teams.
So 3 months. So that's
it's gonna.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's gonna be there, towards the end with baseball and stuff. But the games are only on the weekends. I think it's gonna be okay. And what I like about the most is the players are all young. I noticed they're all in their like early 20s. Like the oldest person I saw was like 26. On a team, so they're young players trying to make the NFL, and that's what I like about it. The CFL has a lot of old players in it. The XFL, when it came out, a lot of old players in it. Tommy Maddox, remember him?
Tommy Maddox.
It was not, I like the fact that you can see the excitement on the field, that these kids were happy to be there, were enjoying it themselves for the most part, except for Mike Belvalesky. And they enjoyed just playing football. And the youngness and the excitement and everything was there. And that's what I liked about it the most. And it was football without kickoffs, which is fine. I don't like the kickoff anyways. You're still and going for 2x every time. And I like how fast the games were. They just went. It's like it was halftime in like an hour. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I like this. I can get on with my day. So I enjoyed it. I think they're onto something. And I think you're going to see a lot of these kids, players that are playing in the next 10 weeks on NFL rosters because of this league next year. And I like it.
Oh, no, big time. Yeah, because I think what better way to audition for a team when most of these guys were riding the pine in the preseason, and during the season. These guys are going to be able to get, 12 games possibly, 10 for sure, trying out. If they advertise and really promote this the right way, which is kind of like, I don't want to say minor league of football, but, not competing with them, but playing with them, I think they can last. We've seen a lot of leagues over the years start up and they flat out, they kind of just fall on their face after a couple years.
Yeah, the XFL will fail again.
Oh, the XFL is a straight gimmick, especially when you're going to compare it against the AAF. Like, this was going to fail football.
Again. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's going to fail again. I'm sorry, all you wrestling fans. Whoever
Vince McMahon is mad at you right now.
Yeah, good.
Vince McMahon
good for him.
Is mad.
Yeah. I'm sure he's watching this on a Monday night, and he's probably on the East Coast, so midnight. So good for him. But yeah, it's gonna fail again. But yeah, I think this is developmental. I like it. I think they should even get some more teams, make it bigger. And I was really impressed and really liked it. I was really enjoying it. I was running errands on Sunday or yesterday, and I went to a local restaurant here, and I actually asked them to turn on the game, the AAF game, because I wanted to watch it. And then I got pissed because the bartender, without asking me, because there's a bunch of old farts there wanting to watch the PGA match, the Pro-Am, she switched it without even asking me. And I'm there with my wife in the restaurant area, not even the bar area, watching the football game. And she was like, I was pissed about that. You can see that on Twitter.
Especially after you asked for it first?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, it was rough. But I asked my waiter, and then, yeah, I was like, I want to watch the Birmingham Iron right now. I was wrong about them. They're actually pretty decent.
I was wrong about those guys. Oh, they show a lot of heart and grit out there.
Yes. So I think overall, thumbs up first week. Let's see how it goes. Right, 10 more weeks, but I like it. And Fantasy Alarm, they're on it. They have stats already, live stats during the games. You can actually, if you're in fantasy, they have everything you need there already. And they're talking about doing a playbook for DFS, which Fanball is doing, and even a lineup generator already. So if you're in the AAF and you need that stuff, right now a free preview on Fantasy Alarm. That's right, free too. Freaking free, man. On fantasyalarm.com. Just go to fantasyalarm.com. You'll see it right there. AAF. It's a dark blue. You can't miss it. Already articles coming out. I know my boy Howard Bender is all about it too. He talked about it on SiriusXM today as well. Check it out. They're on top of it, on top of everybody else. The only place you need for your AAF stats. Boom. Now, what I want to talk about next, okay, I've talked about it already, and I don't mean, and I've talked about it a lot, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse. But speaking of beating, Kareem Hunt today, waiting for it, went to the Cleveland Browns. That's right. The Cleveland Browns signed my boy, Kareem Hunt.
Oh, hell no!
Why? Why do you give this guy a chance? And first of all, he's probably going to be suspended at least 8 games. He should be suspended the whole season. Why are you giving this man a second chance? Where is your integrity, Cleveland Browns? Oh, wait, you don't have any because you're a terrible organization with a history of making terrible decisions. Well, guess what? You just added one more notch in the terrible decision belt that you have, which is way too big. You probably have multiple belts because of all the notches you have for terrible decisions. You have a future, I don't want to say all-star, Pro Bowler, I guess. But then again, everyone makes the Pro Bowl. A future first-team All-American, whatever you want to say, in Nick Chubb, who is Pro Football Focus has him like one in so many different categories this year from the brief time he's even played. And you're going to pick up this clown who on camera, but nothing was charged, no charges, nothing at all. Oh, there was no charges. I don't care. There's video of him doing it. He kicked a girl who was concussed in the rib while she was on the ground. The guy is the scum of the earth, and you sign him to the Browns. Do you really think the Browns stands for shit? Do you really think that, Cleveland? Because if that's the case, you're right. You're a piece of shit for signing this clown. He shouldn't even be playing in any league, not even the AAF, not even XFL. And if he does play in the XFL, they should let. Here's what you should do, Vince McMahon. I have an idea for you right now. Right? Copyright 2019 Ever Browns. In the XFL, you can sign all the people who beat women, but there's a catch. They get no pads, no helmets, and they get to take the kickoff first. And they have to catch it or else you re-kick it. Fair enough, right?
It makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense.
Then I'll watch the XFL when it comes out. I want to see Kareem Hunt just get his ass kicked. I want to see the Mike Benavici hit, but with no offensive line and no padding on Kareem Hunt. That's what he deserves. Not a second chance to play for the Cleveland Browns. Just a year ago, nobody wanted to play for the Cleveland Browns. Jesus Christ. Okay, I can go. That's as angry as I'm going to get tonight because I'm actually in a pretty good mood. Believe it or not.
That's pretty timid, man. I expected you to go full board on him right now.
How many times can I do it with him, though? Like, what are you doing, NFL? Where's your integrity? Do you have no integrity at all? Signing these people, like, is winning that important? Or, like, Jesus, I just can't.
I think to answer your question, yes. I think winning is that important. You know, the NFL, and I guess you got to look at these owners. These owners, for some reason, you can have domestic violence, dogfighting, murder charges. You know, you name it. The NFL's list of criminals have just been. It's just unreal.
Well,
and they prove it time and time again. If you're young enough and you have the talent, you can still play. There's going to be a home for you on some team, and I don't know. It's rough. It's rough to see that over and over.
I did an article on the Interest We Sports website when this first came out.
Oh yeah,
and I broke down the actual stats on criminalism, if that's even a word. If it isn't, I just made it up. But it's called The NFL Has a Violence Problem. You can check that out on the IntrustWeSports.com website. And here's what I found when I did this. Since the year 2000, so 2000, right? 922 NFL players have been arrested. That is 51 NFL players a year. That's a whole NFL team. A whole NFL team every year gets arrested. There's a problem there. There's not that many baseball players that get arrested. There's not as many hockey players that get arrested. Not even as many NBA players. Probably because there's not as many NBA players, but still, it's a problem. And this just tells people, well, this is okay because I'll just get a little slap on the wrist, 8-game suspension, and still get a chance. I mean, Josh Gordon, who was really surprised? Nobody. I mean, come on. How many chances do these people need? Very few times do they actually take the second chance and it actually turns out to be something okay. But this is one chance that if any other part in life, if I did this, if you did this, if most of the people, 100% of the people watching this, unless Kareem Hunt's watching, then it would be 99.9%. But if in a Kareem Hunt, if you are watching, I want to cuss you right now, but I'm going to say, fuck you. But we would be arrested, and we'd be in jail, and we would lose our life. We would lose our money. We would lose everything we had in life, our whole reputation, everything, if we did the same thing he did. Everyone watching, everyone listening, your whole life would be completely ruined. Yet today, Kareem Hunt got a contract with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, pretty much. I think you summed it up perfectly right there. And that's hopefully one day, I don't know when, because you see Ray Rice, you see these other players who have these just, Joe Mixon, over and over, these videos that come out that are just like heinous. And you think, okay, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that stops the NFL. NFL's going to say, you know what? No tolerance, just like having the school districts. Once it's a violent thing, you're expelled from school. Same thing in the NFL. And time after time, it's just a slap on the wrist. He might get suspended this year, but still, the fact that the Browns thought, you know what, we're going to take a chance on him. Versus,
why? And they don't even need to. That's what drives me crazy more than anything is like they don't even need him.
No. They were finally making the smart moves this year. They had a quarterback finally who I wasn't all over and played really well this year in Baker Mayfield. Chubb looked phenomenal in his role once they traded away Carlos Hyde.
Duke Johnson got some love towards the end of the season too. Don't forget about Duke Johnson. Here's the thing, and I've said this too, and I still believe this. Kansas City is a system, just like Pittsburgh. I hope that I'm right because then he'll fail everywhere else. Kareem Hunt. Look what Damian Williams did. All of a sudden, Damian Williams is a second-round pick in fantasy football next year because of a system. Kansas City has a good system for running backs. I think he's a benefit of that system there, and I don't think he'll be as good in other places. With that being said, going back to Paul Martinez, who said, with the Browns signing Kareem Hunt, does Nick Chubb's stock drop in fantasy? Yes. Depending on when the actual, and Roger Goodell is so good at this too, by the way, the actual suspension is going to come out. We don't even know. He can end up playing 2 weeks before the suspension even comes out, a la freaking Ezekiel Elliott last year. I mean, he's terrible at this. How long did it take him to even talk about the Saints' defensive pass interference? It took him 2 weeks. The NFL has issues. Lots of them. That's why it was a blessing almost in a way watching these kids trying to make the NFL over the weekend play in the AAF. It's kind of fun. They care more. They're not getting paid millions of dollars. They want to. Their drive is better than a lot of these players. I enjoyed it. Well, Anthony gave it a 6. I gave it an 8.5.
Ooh, I know. You know what? I will give it to you because you were pumped up all week. You reminded me to watch on Saturday.
Yep.
So I thank you because if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have caught it maybe till, I don't know, Sunday. But you're an advocate, man. Rouse 2020.
That's right. I believe in it. I believe in it. It's fun. It's fun football watching these kids. Like right out of college, so they're a little bit better than college. And they're just not as good as some of the NFL players, but you could tell they want it more. Like they were enjoying themselves, and it was fun to watch. All right.
No more cream tump. No more.
Let's talk about good things that happened today. You want to talk about something good that happened today?
I want to hear it.
Wilt Chamberlain is no longer the consecutive triple-double leader in the NBA. You know who is now?
I can't believe that record went down. That one hurts.
That is a tough one to swallow because there's a lot of records that Russell Westbrook is who we're talking about. You haven't noticed. 10 games in a row, triple-double, beating Wilt Chamberlain's 9 in a row. He also owns the third and fourth most. I think he got 7 twice. Both in the same season, which is incredible, which was 2 years ago. But this guy, Russell Westbrook, is one of the most amazing basketball players, and I think not a lot of people really talk about. As much as the LeBrons, the Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is getting more talk than Russell Westbrook. And all Westbrook's doing is breaking records left and right. Triple-double records. They should just call him Mr. Trip Dub. I want to start calling him Mr. Trip Dub. Why not?
Trip Dub.
Mr. Trip Dub. Yeah, why not? But he's doing great things, and it was fun to watch him. I like him. I've always liked Russell Westbrook. I think he has a good head on his shoulders. He's not one of those people that are always like, wah, 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 me. And I think good for him and good for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who's been playing great basketball of late, by the way, too. Also winning me some money up in those against the spread picks I've been doing in the NBA the last couple of weeks as well. And I love myself some PG-13, being a Fresno native myself, and I like what they're doing. So how do you feel about the Russell Westbrook being the Trip Dub champion of the world now? 10 in a row. Will that be broken soon?
Oh, man, broken. I don't know. I think in today's NBA, Russell Westbrook's a throwback player. Mm-hmm. Like he's gonna average, if all works out, his third straight year with a triple double, which is unreal. You haven't seen that stuff since like Wilt, And I don't see enough guys like that. Like he gives so much effort. He gives so much
into heart. A rebound, playing his position. If you watch him play, he really tries hard for the rebound. Most point guards, most shooting guards, they just go down the field to get ready to get the ball. He actually, he's putting effort into it, and I think that's why kind of the injury problems have kind of hit him a little bit too. But I love watching him play, and I love it. And he's not getting talked about enough. Don't you agree?
No, oh for sure. Without I think his first season when he averaged a triple-double, it was all we talked about. Oh, is he going to average? Is he going to average? Mm-hmm. And then now we take it for granted. Yeah. This is his third year in a row. That's even tough to do it one time. He's going to do it for the third straight season. We're talking 11 assists, almost 11 boards. This is unreal. And, he vaulted Oklahoma City. They're number 3 right now in the West. Mm-hmm. PG-13's playing phenomenal right now, too. That's a team right now, ever since Carmelo was traded or cut.
Peace out.
They've been skyrocketing right now, and that's a scary team right now in the West. I don't know how many teams want to play them right now.
The unsung hero of that team is Steven Adams.
Good old Steven Adams.
Dude, watching him play, another guy that plays hard. He's everywhere. He's a beast. He's hideous to look at. He's hideous to watch playing basketball because his form is terrible. But he is just fun to watch all around because he's just out there talking John and just making stuff happen for that teim. I think the West is going to be fun.
Hair flowing in the air.
Yeah, the hair's flowing, the ponytails are flowing. It's good times over there. I think next Monday we'll have you on again and we'll do a halftime kind of recap what we thought at the beginning of the year and do a second half preview. Who we think still is going to win the MVP, go to the finals, all that stuff. Are you okay with that next week?
Oh, I love that, yeah.
Okay, we'll do that next week. But this weekend is the annual 189 to 183 final score. The All-Star game in Charlotte this year. Of course, we talked about how much we loved that Kemba Walker made the team, as a starter and whatnot. And then, your draft happened kind of quietly. Everyone kind of forgot about it. Your little NBA draft, All-Star draft that you were talking about. I didn't watch it.
I was kind of disappointed on that.
Team Giannis versus Team LeBron. Did you watch that draft?
Yeah, I was. I love drafts. It doesn't matter, no matter. You were making fun of me. I remember going into it. I was psyched about it. I just think, Giannis he has a big personality, but to be on that stage, it just seemed like it was like an awkward draft. Like LeBron's trying to liven it up. You had the crew for TNT, Charles, Shaq. Like I love watching games on TNT because that crew right there is just hilarious. Mm-hmm. But it just, I don't know. Like maybe I put it on a pedestal. Maybe I expected much more.
You think?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, DMX was watching it with me. We were both excited, and then it just kind of flowed. I think the best part, and I think if most people watched or even just seen the clips, was when LeBron drafted Anthony Davis. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I think DMX has a different version of All-Star Game.
But I'm always down for the one-on-one.
Always the one-on-one with DMX. Jeez Louise.
Loves it. Thank you, DMX, for joining the show, by the way. Thank you. And I don't watch the All-Star Game, but I have always been a sucker every single year for the skills competition, for the three-point competition, and I love myself some slam dunk. But the last couple of years, they've been kind of the one with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon was very good. One of the best slam dunk competitions of all time. Last year, I was at a bachelor party. I was at my friend's bachelor party on the coast of California, watching it at a nice beach house over the ocean. So, drinking a little, having a little good time. Didn't really follow it that much. But this year, I'll be here, have the wife having the baby, I'll be at the house. I'm going to watch the slam dunk competition. Do you watch any of the All-Star festivities for NBA? I know you're the NBA guy and Trust Me Sports, so I got to ask you, what's your favorite part about the All-Star weekend?
Oh, man, it seems like over the last couple of years, like you said, the whole Gordon and Zach LaVine dunk contest, like that was pretty – I thought that was going to really bring it back because for a while in the 2000s, the slam dunk contest after Vince Carter and some of these guys, it got really bland. They didn't get key names. LeBron never wanted to do one. You just – didn't have the major dunkers participating in it. And one event that I've kind of liked is a three-point contest. It just seems like more of the top three-pointer contestants have been participating. And I don't know. I can't shoot worth a darn. If you've seen me on the court, Edward, I'm a horrible shooter, but I'm going to chuck it up every time I happen. So to see a guy hit 8 in a row, like that's impressive.
Yeah. I always like that. With the money ball. I like the money ball part of it too, being double or whatever. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I kind of get jonesed up for that. I'll kind of watch the NBA All-Star game if it's on. It's not, something I'm going to work my schedule around just because, it's just nonsense. I don't even know what to say. It's a glorified scrimmage, pretty much. Like there's already defense, issues in the NBA to begin with. Like, there's a lack of it.
Yeah.
And the All-Star game takes it to the 10th degree. So, it's kind of rough. But I don't know. I guess it's always a little exciting. It just seems like the NBA, they promote itself well. You have a lot of stars. You have a lot of, artists and comedians, actors. A lot of people really get excited for it. So I guess sometimes you get excited with it too. And then when you watch one of the events, then you get disappointed because it was horrible.
There's a lot of drama in the NBA. The NBA is one of the most dramatic sports. Well, the most dramatic sports in America. I think soccer or football is the most dramatic sport in the world. But everything's drama with the NBA. Who's getting traded? Who's this? Who wants to get traded? It's worse than football. It's worse than baseball, and obviously worse than hockey because no one cares in hockey. They just want to get out there and play hockey.
No, it's a player-driven league. The players run it. Like how many other sports leagues would Anthony Davis be able to say, you know what, I don't want to play for you anymore, and I don't want to play if I'm don't want to be here, and then the NBA has to issue a statement to say no, you have to play him, and then he plays like 10 minutes in the third quarter. Like it's prima donna stuff going on in the middle of a regular season game.
I don't know. Let me ask the Steelers.
Oh, well, no, but see, with the Steelers, that's a franchise that says, you know what, you don't want to mess with us, screw it, you're not going to play. Like it's going to be team driven. In the NBA, it's the opposite. But you know what, I like it. I get hyped up. Like, you know, I can't dunk. I'll never be able to dunk, so I'm jealous of it.
Well, who's in the dunk contest this year?
Man, it's a rough list. You know, Dennis Smith Jr., who just got traded, he
won last year, right?
He won last year, and he's in that. So I think that'll be good. John Collins is in the mix.
Who?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna pretend like I've know a lot about these guys.
He sounds like a senator from New Jersey.
John Collins.
Yeah, vote John Collins.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one, but I might. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, but I'll definitely search on Twitter slam dunk.
I'll watch it. I'll record it at least, and then watch it where I can fast forward through the commercials and all the the bullshit. So I'll check it out. Who's the favorite to win the 3-point contest? Your favorite event?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be a homer, and I'm gonna have to say it's gonna be Steph Curry. And
Curry's
because of. Oh yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Is
like
Thompson
the
in
3-point huh?
Is Klay Thompson in it?
Is it Klay? Yeah, Klay is also
They're both
involved.
in it?
They're both in it.
So they just have everybody who plays for the Warriors are just in the 3-point contest.
No. He's
and
not
James Harden.
No, who's involved? It's not Klay in it this year. A big name that I'm thinking is gonna be pretty drama. Steph's brother's gonna be playing in it this year.
Oh, Seth.
So it's gonna be
Seth Curry.
Seth versus Steph.
Wow.
Family drama.
How many times that happened in the driveway growing up?
All the time.
I bet they had a nice driveway though.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Is James Harden not in the 3-point contest? Hasn't he shot more threes than anybody in the history of the world this year already?
He shoots more shots than anybody else. No, they got a pretty good lineup. Kemba Walker's going to participate.
Good. He'll get the most cheers, obviously.
He'll get the most ones. Dame Dollar.
Oh, nice.
He's
nice. So
Buddy Hield, your boy.
Buddy, dude. Is he going to shoot with his teeth?
Smoke weed every day.
All right.
Let's move on.
Who else is it?
We got Devin Booker. Devin Booker's phenomenal.
Nice. I like him.
He's really good.
He never ages over the age of 14 though. He looks 14 every day.
He is the definition of babyface killer. He is the babyface.
Never ages. Yes. Okay, so your favorite is Steph Curry.
Of course.
I'm gonna go with Damian Lillard.
Nice.
That's what I'm going with. All right. So the NBA All-Star this weekend. You enjoy, everybody. I'll be watching. If you want to tweet along with me, I'm sure I'll have some funny tweets and stuff. And I'm sure there's a way I can wager on it too. I'm sure.
That's going to be my next thing. You know, I bet you there's some prop bets, and especially, you know, I've been piggybacking on your bets because, you know, when you're screenshotting me how much you're making, that's when my ears kind of just perk up like, whoa, Edward.
I said disclosure. It's not about making millions of dollars, it's about having fun and winning.
But I got to pay for my beer somehow. I got to pay for it somehow. And right now, it's paying for itself.
There you go. All right. That's at Edward Rouse on Twitter. By the way, can you not wait till the March Madness episode? It's going to be epic.
Oh my! I'm going to have my pen out, and I'm going to write every single one, and I'm just going to go in and da-da-da.
I'm pretty much going to fill out a bracket for everybody and say, here you go. Congratulations. Boom.
And then whoever fills it out, it's going to be a tie for first for all the people that filled it out.
Get some air out of my head. Get a little heavy. Get a little big there. Get a little big. Just saying. Justin Watson, what is going on? Good evening, good sir. You missed the football talk. You missed the Kareem Hunt talk. We talked about the AAF. We have talked about Russell Westbrook and how awesome he's been in the All-Star game. And now we're moving on to baseball. Spring training is just around the corner. Pitchers and catchers went today to the A's already because they have that early game in Japan. And baseball is right around the corner. And I got some news for everybody. Well, not only are the Padres going back to the brown and gold, why I'm wearing the brown and gold tonight, of course, in 2020, but I'm going to go on a limb, and I just may do the Dodgers bet again. I'm just saying. More on that in coming up weeks. But spring training is here. And we got fantasy baseball coming. I know everyone's excited about that. And, of course, just like we did last year, we're going to have our full baseball special. We do a special for every sport before it happens. We're going to run down the whole show. It's normally those shows go like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's going to go over the entire baseball season. Who we think is going to win MVP, who we think is going to win each division, who's going to the World Series. We're going to break down fantasy stats. We're going to sleepers, bust, rookies, picks. I'll probably have multiple people on the show, a huge panel for that one as well, including some guys from Fantasy Alarm as well, with Anthony and probably Josh Daniel from Interest We Sports. The Interest We Sports and Fantasy Alarm guys getting together and say, what's up, dude? Let's play some baseball this year. That's what I'm talking about. But real quick, Anthony, you have less than 10 seconds to tell me which team wins the World Series. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who wins?
The Houston Astros.
Ooh, the Houston Astros. I got to write that down.
No, you know what? I'm about to change my mind. You caught me on the spot, bud.
That's the whole point of it. Hey, who you going with?
For what?
Who wins the World Series?
Get back to me when we do the special, okay?
Okay.
No, you're going to hold me to it.
But it's another week, and another week that Bryce Harper or Machado isn't signed. So once again, we're going to ask the same question we asked every week in this week's version of, where do the guys go?
Hell yeah!
All right. Where does Bryce Harper go?
You know what? It's crazy. I saw something on Twitter this morning, and they have odds right now.
Yeah.
And a surprise team that I didn't even think had a chance at him somehow is number one on it. And it's a team in the Bay Area, the San Francisco Giants.
See, it changes every week. It changes every week.
And that's what I'm saying. It's going to be all up there.
And do you know why?
I just,
because Scott Boras flew on a plane with the owner of, or the general manager of the Giants. They went on a plane together. Because they went on a plane together, his odds went to number one.
That's how quick it changes. You figure, okay, you know, for like you said, some teams have reported today, it has to be the next week or so. You know, last season was the same thing. It took, you know, the start of spring season, spring training to get these big names off the board, you know, Eric Hosmer, Yu Darvish, JD Martinez. So the timetable right now in the next week or so, but I can't imagine the Phillies don't get one of these guys. I just can't imagine they don't snag one of them. And I'm going to say, it seems like Harper cares more about winning than Machado. I think Machado just wants as much money as he can. I'm going to say Machado probably goes to the Phillies, and then Harper's going to go into some contending team, which is going to be I have no idea. I'm going to go with the Dodgers. I'm going to keep going back to the Dodgers just because.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
That's way too long, but I love it. Just to irritate people.
Hold on, Michael Scott.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It seemed like it got longer the second time. I think Harper goes to the Phillies, and I still have Machado going to the Padres. I think they pull it off. Don't call me a homer. I just think they pull it off. They have the money to do it. They need to do it. They need to do it, and that's the problem. And I think they know they need to do it. And I think somehow they pull it off. But you yourself, Anthony, and myself, and 10 other lucky people can join us in the Intrust We Fantasy Baseball League. You like how we did that? You like the creativeness there? Intrust We Fantasy Baseball? Yeah, me too. So, the Intrust We Fantasy Baseball League is 12 teams. It's just like we did for football. We're going to have a live draft on air, just like we did for football, where everyone's involved in the draft live. We're going to be taking phone calls like we did before. Anthony's going to be here as well. We're all going to be on set. We're going to have the immaculate studio with all the stuff, and Anthony's going to get drunk and say ridiculous things like this.
If someone marries me,
interesting defense
there's
pick.
hope for there.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get some more sound bits just like that. But if you want to play, just hit me up, man. Hit me up on Twitter. Go to my Twitter, at Edward Rouse. Go to the Intrust We Sports, at Intrust We Sports Twitter. Hit up Anthony Zaragoza, at Zaragoza Anthony. I know Josh has links for it everywhere. Spots are limited. There's 4. We have 4 now. We can only take 12, so there's only 8 more spots left. Get in. It's only $20, unlike $50 for the football. And, of course, if you win, you get to come on this show. The guy who won the football league is a little shy, But you get to come on the show, and of course you get a trophy, and you get all the bragging rights that you are better than experts out there like Anthony and myself. So join it. It's the Intrust We Fantasy Baseball League. The live draft, I think the date is set. Do you know when the date is?
Whatever it is, I'm going to move whatever I have going on that day. Like,
it's on a Friday. It's going to be on a Friday.
Even better.
Yes, it's in March. I know that. So I think it's like the second week in March on a Friday night. It's going to be live, on air. Boom. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's $20 to play. If you guys want to play anywhere in the world, you're all welcome to join. You pay through PayPal. You don't have to wire me any money or anything. It's all done on Yahoo. It's a points league. Come join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Are you ready to play the quarterback game?
Oh, man, this game's going to be bad.
It's going to be so much fun. And you at home, guys, if you are watching, I see Jeff Chandler just joined us. What's up, Professor? Justin and David and Tipper and Jamie and Nikki and Danny and Josh and Natasha and Status here and Sharon and Patrick and Steven and Rebecca and Chip and Bianca and Paul and Melody and Andrew and Cameron and Steven all join us in the quarterback game. It's really, really simple. The rules are right here on the screen. Boom. Is this quarterback, I'm going to name a quarterback name, and you have to tell me, is this quarterback, does he play for the NFL, the CFL, which is the Canadian Football League, the AAF, which we've talked so highly about on this show, the American Alliance of Football, or is he a fictional quarterback in a movie or a television show? Anthony's going to play, and you guys feel free to play along as well. Put your answers in the chat. Put your answers in the chat. Or play at home if you watch this on a tomorrow or the next day on the Intrust We Sports website, or on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or Periscope or all the places that the show goes on. Play along as well, and let's have some fun, Anthony. You ready?
Oh, man, I'm ready to get embarrassed.
Okay. I'm going to come right off the bat, okay? Okay. The quarterback's name is John Wolford. I got to get my board here. I'm gonna keep score for you too, okay?
Oh man, I'm gonna AAF.
You are correct. John Wolford is the quarterback for the Arizona Hotshots, who, by the way, looked really, really good.
Oh, I know it, man. Game. That guy was looking good.
So there you go. There, John Wolford is the quarterback for the Arizona Hotshots.
Did you hear the confidence when I said it?
No, you had none.
There was no confidence at all.
Okay. Jimmy Dix.
Come on. That has to be a Canadian thing. CFL.
Jimmy Dix was played by Damon Wayans in The Last Boy Scout. He was the quarterback in the
last. What movie is that?
You haven't seen The Last Boy Scout? Come on, that's a classic. Damon Wayans,
was that
man.
On Comedy Central?
No, The Last Boy Scout. It was a good movie. It was a thriller.
How's that a Boy Scout movie and the guy's last name?
It wasn't a Boy Scout movie. It's about a football player who gets stalked. It's called The Last Boy Scout.
What kind of movies you watch?
It gets easier. It gets easier. Okay, here we go. Jonathan Jennings.
CFL.
He's the starting quarterback for the BC Lions. BC standing for British Columbia. That's right. Okay.
DMX watches the CFL?
I guess.
Man.
He has nothing else to do in jail. Ricky Ray.
That's NFL.
Ricky Ray is the quarterback for the Toronto Argonauts in the CFL. Hey, you're not doing bad. You're 2-2. That's good.
That's a lot better than I expected.
Okay. Tanner Lee.
I feel like that might be a movie or something. I'm going to go movie.
Tanner Lee is the backup quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL.
What? Who? Where did this Tanner Lee go to school?
Look him up. You can look him up. It's fine.
Tulane? Tanner Lee. Wow. Okay.
And there's some quarterbacks that are playing in the AAF that can't get a job. But Tanner Lee is a job for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be right now.
Philip Nelson.
AAF.
You are correct. Philip Nelson is the quarterback that came in for the San Diego Fleet when Mike Buvlecki sucked balls. And he's now the starter.
That escalated quickly.
But you've gotten both AAF quarterbacks right, so congratulations. You were paying attention this weekend.
I somewhat paying attention. Somewhat.
Okay. Nate Sudfeld.
NFL.
You are correct. Nate Sudfeld is the backup quarterback, or the third string quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, that is correct. Okay, you ready? Jonathan Moxon.
Oh. Varsity Blues.
Yeah! I'll give you a cheer for that one. Just knowing that one is good. That's Mr. James Vanderbeek himself in the Varsity Blues movie. Congratulations on that one.
That's a good movie right there. I'm going to watch that one now, too. Jeez,
You
man, I'm
like
not going to
it?
go to bed at all tonight.
Garrett Gilbert.
No, he's AFL. AAF.
You are correct again. 3 for 3 on the AAF. A good-looking Orlando Apollo's the starting quarterback for them. Doing better than you thought you were going to do, huh?
You know what, man? I think I got to stick to only 2 beers per show.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
That's my happy medium.
Let's keep it at that. Here we go. Sean Mannon.
NFL.
You are correct again. You're doing good. You're on a roll now. What team did you play for?
Ooh. I'm going to say he's like a third stringer for the Rams.
You are correct. He is man, that's like a double. That's very good here. Double. DMX is on it, man. DMX is
give
on
me
it.
DMX. Hey, how's everybody else doing? I want to know how everybody else is doing right now.
I think people are so captivated by this game, they're just not.
I think they're just surprised that I'm getting them right. I don't think they've ever heard that.
That could be it.
Right sound.
Yeah, a lot.
They're used to the
I forgot
buzzer.
where the button was. Right now you're 5, 6, 7. You're 7 and 3. You're doing well. All right, here we go. Willie Beeman.
Oh my gosh. My name is Willie Beeman.
Okay. You got it right. Yes, of course, that is Jamie Foxx's character in Any Given Sunday. This is a lot easier than you thought it was going to be, huh?
Dude, I'm going to watch that movie now. I'm going to watch, like, Rudy. Gosh, man, these are... Man.
Here we go. Drew Willie.
Drew Willie. CFL?
You are correct. Drew Willie is the starting quarterback for the Montreal Alouettes.
Alouettes.
The Montreal Alouettes. Here we go. Trevor Harris.
AAF.
The streak is broken, my friend. He is also in the CFL. He's the starting quarterback for the Ottawa Red Blacks. It's okay. Can't win them all.
The Red Blacks? That's the mascot?
The Ottawa Red Blacks, yes. That is a real CFL team.
What kind of mascot is that?
I don't want to jump to conclusions, but
I'm going to assume that it's red and black.
Yeah. We'll let everyone use their own mind there with that one. Okay, here we go. Luis Perez.
AAF?
You are correct. You got all 4 AAF winning starting quarterbacks except for one of the league this week. He is the quarterback, of course, for the Birmingham Irons. Luis Perez. Okay, you ready for this one? Mike White.
NFL?
You are correct. What team?
Man, I can't even guess.
He is the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
Last but not least, Shane Falco.
Oh, he is the definition of development league quarterback. He should be the AAF quarterback, but no, he's a movie one.
And who plays him in what movie?
Keanu Reeves.
That is right, in The Replacements. I thought that was the perfect one to end the show. Dude, you did really well.
I know, man. I've started to realize your games. There's always there's a method to the madness. You always have some connection to everything. Like all the AAF quarterbacks were the winning quarterbacks,
except for the Fleet one.
The Fleet one, because that's your squad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. See, I got to get into tone.
Mm-hmm.
What is Edward thinking? Yeah. I got to give it all to you, man. All to you.
There you go. And I think that was fun. People are going to have a lot of fun. That next week we're going to do receivers. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We'll have a different game next week. It'll probably be played off the NBA or something. But thank you, everyone. That was the NFL, CFL, AAF, or fictional quarterback game that I just made up today. So,
wow.
And just like that, the hour is over, my friend.
Man.
But before we go, I'll let you finish your sentence in a second. I just got to talk about, we were talking about fantasy baseball, and we were talking about the Intrust We Fantasy Baseball League. If you want to play us, there's only one way to do it. And the way to do that is to go to fantasyalarm.com/draft now. See on the screen right here. That's right. The real GM himself, Jim Bowden. Boom. He is doing the draft guide along with Howard Bender. It's the best draft guide, the most complete MLB fantasy baseball draft guide in the world. That's right. You get everything you need. You get player profiles. You get articles, strategies, in every type of league, points league, head-to-head league, auction leagues, how to spend your fab budget, how to do this, how to do that, how to do that, the Smart System by Rick Wolf and Glenn Colton. Everything you could imagine, people, in one stinking guide. It's $20, but wait. It's not $20. It's less than $20. If you go to fantasyalarm.com/draft now, you can see how much it is. Get it yourself. You'll win your leagues. And they have all sorts of other options for all season and everything as well. Get it today. Anthony, now I must say our time has come to a abrupt end. And we must end the show once again. The saddest part of this show. Are you crying?
You know what? I'm crying because, I just noticed your last bet of the night won.
Did it really? Did I go 6-1 tonight?
Yes, you did.
6-1. That's at Edward Rouse on Twitter. 6-1. Every day I'm giving you guys betting tips. And I'm just saying, here you go, play this. Boom. Sacramento State just won. They just beat Portland by -4.
They won by 11.
They won by 11. The only one I lost was the North Carolina, which was pretty much a pick, and I picked North Carolina only because I just don't believe in Virginia, and I haven't since they lost the number 16 seed last year in the tournament. And I hate the fact that their coach is named Bob Bennett. Drives me crazy. But it's Bob Bennett, right? Yeah, it's Bob Bennett. I think it's Bob Bennett. Is it Bob Bennett?
It is now.
It is now.
It is now.
I think his name is Tony Bennett.
That's even. Oh my goodness.
Hold on, Tony Bennett, coach. I think it was. I got to know. It's Tony Bennett, not Bob Bennett. Tony Bennett, and that's why it drives me crazy because he doesn't sing about San Francisco. Sorry, a lot going on tonight. A lot going on. Whew, I'm done talking. I gotta go to bed. Anthony, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for finally winning one of my games.
It's unreal, man. You better bookmark this episode. I better bookmark it because this is probably the only time it's ever going to happen.
You definitely should. And enjoy your All-Star weekend of NBA and your little break. And then we look forward to seeing more stuff from you from the Intrust We Sports website. And I'm sure everyone's going to look forward to destroying you in the Fantasy Baseball League as well. That's at Zaragoza Anthony on Twitter. You have any last words?
Come get some in the baseball league, guys. Come.
Your major malfunction, numbnuts.
All right, Anthony. You have a good night, buddy. We'll talk to you probably next week on the NBA version. After the All-Star, we'll talk about NBA and stuff I'll talk to you
Adios, amigo.
in a little bit. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining. I am again Edward Rouse. You heard Anthony Zaragoza earlier. This is the Monday Night Rants show. Thank you guys so much for joining me each week. It's a pleasure doing this. There's been a few times where I've gone out and run into people and they say, hey, man, you're the Facebook sports guy. And it means a lot to me. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I'm only hoping to get bigger and bigger and grow this show bigger and bigger. More and more people and being more involved in sports and entertainment and comedy and just having a good time with it. Like I said, I'm not trying to make $1 billion. I'm just trying to have fun doing what I love doing. With that, I will see you guys next week. Enjoy the slam dunk competition. Remember, it was Anthony who said put all your money on Curry in the 3-point. Put all your money, everything you have, put it on Curry. He's going to win it. If he loses, blame him. It's at Zaragoza Anthony on Twitter. Enjoy, guys. We'll talk to you on Monday. Enjoy the second week of the AAF as well. And always remember, always remember to spay and neuter your pets. Boom.